Alright, I will do this recap because I feel that's a good way to start the stream in case anyone were to watch it back and they want to see what the recap is. So I will let that play and I'll shut up.
Perhaps you remember me. That's right. It's Deadman. The world, as you know, is in awful shape. And it's all because of the Death Stranding. The dead started to find their way into our midst, crossing over from the other side. We call these entities BTs, Beached Things. When they came into contact with the living, the result was instant annihilation. A void out, leaving nothing but a massive crater in its wake. But that was only the beginning. Strange rain fell from the sky, rapidly aging everything it touched. A phenomenon we came to know as timefall. Structures would rust and collapse, and people grew old in an instant. The world transformed into something completely unrecognizable. Those who survived these changes came to fear both timefall and BTs alike. They withdrew into the remaining cities, which in turn closed their doors to outsiders. People ceased to travel and stopped meeting in person. They grew distant from one another and became further isolated. The social, cultural, and political bonds between humans began to crumble. The Death Stranding was hastening humanity's extinction. Seeing this, Bridget Strand, the last president of the United States of America, founded Bridges, an organization committed to making America whole again and providing a future for all humankind. However, Bridget died before she could realize this ambition. It was you, Sam, who took up her cause and resolved to see it through. Sam, the humble porter, who also possessed the unique powers of a repatriate, the one and only person who could save humanity. So with Bridges' Cupid in hand, and accompanied by the bridge baby Lou, you embarked on a journey across North America. Of course, you had struggles of your own, often phasmophobia, or the fear of being touched. The despair of having lost everything was just too much. But despite it all, you strived to bring people together. By extending the chiral network across the length and breadth of the continent, you would enable the rebirth of the United States as the United Cities of America. You were also to rescue Bridget's daughter, Amelie, who had been taken captive by terrorists. These were the vital missions you were entrusted with, Sam. We, your friends at Bridges, did everything we could to support your efforts. There was our director, Di Hardman, a close associate of Bridget, who was dedicated to fulfilling her final wishes. His commitment to American Reconstructionism was absolute, and for that he was named the first president of the UCA. And of course, Sam, the incomparable Deadman, yours truly. I'd like to think we became the best of friends. As you may recall, I was born from an artificial womb, and over the course of my life, was the recipient of numerous organ transplants. I've always got on with the dead. I used to be a coroner. Anyway, I pushed myself physically and mentally to help you and your BB, Lou.
I'll be right back, sorry.
Mama and Lakna were twin sisters, as you may remember. Skilled scientists who developed the Cupid, which was essential for chiral network expansion. A personal tragedy caused the two of them to grow apart. But they've since reconciled, with both their souls residing in the same body. Ah, Hartman. Every 21 minutes his soul departs his physical form, and for 3 minutes his body is clinically dead. During this temporary death, his soul is sent to the beach. That's why he knows more about the beach and the Death Stranding than anyone else. His knowledge proved indispensable in the execution of your mission, Sam. Fragile, leader of the private delivery outfit Fragile Express. Exposure to timefall caused her entire body from the neck down to age significantly. It was the mark of a terrible betrayal. Higgs, a former comrade, used timefall as an instrument of torture, you see. To no surprise, Fragile was hell-bent on getting revenge. But after meeting you, Sam, she had a change of heart. As your friends, we would stop at nothing to see you succeed. But ultimately, crossing the continent was something you had to do on your own, with only Lou for company, and with no end to the forces that stood in opposition. Deadly BTs, unforgiving terrain and unpredictable weather, ruthless terrorists. The list goes on. Without a doubt, your greatest enemy was Higgs. Convinced that humanity deserved to go extinct, he kidnapped Amelie and tried to torment you and countless others. But neither he nor anything else could stop you from achieving your goal. The chiral network was finally completed. The bridge to the future was built, but your ordeal was not yet over. You had to learn the real nature of the Death Stranding. A secret that Amelie had kept hidden from us all this time. And a terrible truth you had to face. But you accepted this final revelation, Sam, and did what had to be done. America rose from the ashes as the UCA. And as the people celebrated your accomplishments, you carried out one final mission in secret. To save your BB. To save Lou. You removed the child from the pod that was their prison and began a new life together. And so it was that the two of you vanished without so much as a trace.
Alright, there's the recap. Thank you for the follow, Terran Art Live, Silicon, Cookie Inc., and Skugin 00. Appreciate it. Alright. I hear something happens. What's today? Thanks. Sorry, I'm not sure if it's Terran or Tehran, but thank you. Should I be reading this to you guys, or do you prefer to read it in silence?
Me? I've always loved porters. Through freezing rain and biting wind, across rivers, mountains, and endless deserts. They come to deliver something priceless, a glimpse of a life I've never known. They're my window, my sole connection to the outside world. And I know they'll be back again, today.
Minus 61. Have I ever really loved someone? Do I deserve what I've got? Now the great system.
Damn! Those graphics are really good. Jeez.
Worth of stock, but I still won't
Wow.
sleep at night.
That looks legitimately impressive. Probably the best looking realistic PS5 game I've played.
Now the water level rises high in my cold paradise.
Yeah, I've heard people saying that, to be honest, I wasn't crazy about the first game. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. But I wasn't... My god, this looks beautiful. Holy hell. But I wasn't like blown away by the game. And I just fully 100%ed Claire Obscure. And for me, it's just more my style. Action-based, build crafting, good story. Just a lot of elements to a game that I really like. So for me, it would be Claire Obscure. I mean, who knows? Maybe this will blow me out of the water, but I hope I like the story more than the first one, but we'll see. First game was fine, don't get me wrong. Game of the Year is a high bar. I loved Split Fiction, I loved Claire Obscure. So, we'll see. But my god, the graphical fidelity. This is just the base PS5 too, by the way. I do have a nice OLED TV that I'm playing it on. But holy cow. I made the worst mistake one can make, pretending and playing blind. What is it I'm trying to find? Stunning.
Okay. Time to head home.
I mean, wow. Yeah, honestly. I'm sure it looks even better where I'm at just because of bitrate and stuff on stream isn't ideal, but I'm glad it still looks decent on the stream. Oh, hold L1. Return home. There we go. I was gonna say, in the last game I'd have been tripping and falling already. Pretty janky controls in the last game. So, hoping it's a little better this time around. I just want to look around. Ooh, look at that. With the menu hidden. See, that's the way I want it to go. Yeah, I'll go this way. Toronto, I'm gonna make a video on that. I just have to get around to doing it. There's just a lot of games I've been wanting to play. But I'm gonna make a video basically saying who the fuck wants or needs a PS6 or whatever the hell the next Xbox is gonna be. Because we're pretty much tapped out. Gatequake. I don't know what this is, but
I feel that.
No, I don't see why they're talking about making a PS6, to be honest with you.
Here we go.
The sad part is I'd probably buy it, but it's only because of their console exclusive games, like God of War and stuff. Wait.
Okay, you're all right. Let's go home and get you fed.
Yeah, no, exactly. But what we don't know exactly what that looks like, right? It's like, okay, why do we need Xbox to make anything then? Because if it is just a PC, then just go fucking get a PC built. Or build one yourself, you know? Why do you need Xbox to fucking make something to do that? So yeah, I'm just confused by the whole thing. Oh, square is climb.
Great. Rain. Gotta move.
Xbox Game Pass coming to PlayStation? Wowzers. I mean, it would be good. But yeah, then all you really have to do is own a PlayStation and a... Well, I'd still want to own a PC, but... But yeah, I just don't get, like, what Xbox would make. If it's just a PC, then PCs already exist. But maybe I'm just misunderstanding. I only watched, like, that quick reveal thing. I haven't read a ton about it. And Jason Schreier is pretty reliable.
Almost there.
Oh god. Water to cross, of course. No, dude, you're good. That's the point of... If I didn't want that, I wouldn't stream. I like just talking video games and shit on stream. Oh, I didn't equip it.
There, we made it.
Alright, here comes the BTs. What the? It's quite the home he's got. God, GTA 6 is gonna look so good.
Not bad, little porter. Not bad at all.
Because this is looking pretty amazing. I just wish GTA was coming to the PC first, but I'll get it for PS5.
Time for some nom-noms. Come on, open up. There you go.
Yeah, Mercury. It looks so good. Oh shit. The otter, that's from the first game.
Who's there?
It's fragile.
Who are you? Fragile?
Were you cooking?
What are you doing here?
I've been looking for you.
Nothing's worrying me.
I'm probably gonna do you one. I'll talk after this cutscene.
Wow. Lou's growing up fast. You two look good. Like a happy family. Here's a gift. The finest Carol printed diapers.
Thank God. How'd you track us down?
Your neighbor got hooked up.
Oh, okay, I can pause it. Glask. I have not played Ghost of Tsushima, so my plan is, shortly before Ghost of Yotei comes out, my plan's to play Tsushima and then Yotei. So yeah, I actually plan to play both. Sort of like I did with Death Stranding. I rolled credits on Death Stranding, I don't know, a little over a month ago. I was playing it in May anyways. So yeah, I can't remember when Yotei comes out, but I'll play Tsushima and then I'll play Yotei. So I'm excited because I've heard good things about those games, and I've heard they're very beautiful as well, that they look really good. And yeah, Terran, 3 recaps of the first game. It's a very out there story. Let's see. Basically, were you here at the start of stream? I watched that recap. But basically, yeah, there's these beached things, which the beach is sort of the intermediary between the living and the dead, because we don't really know where you go when you die. But anyways, on your way there, you go to the beach, and somehow the beached things, BTs, started rolling up on Earth, and when they would contact humans, it would cause a void out, which is basically just a big explosion and make a crater. So it basically destroyed the whole world. But then they wanted to piece back together America. So the whole first game was just traveling from east to west in America, connecting everyone back together via the UCA, United Cities of America, and connecting them. I paused at a good time. Your neighbor got hooked up to the chiral network. So the chiral network is basically, she mentioned that those diapers are from a chiral printer. It's basically just this, you kind of saw when he puts like the rocks up, just that kind of digital overlay. That's basically what the chiral network is. It's some like, think of it like the internet, but not quite the same, but basically a thing that can connect the world. And then it allows them to print resources with like a chiral printer. Let's see what this is saying. Maybe it explains. Oh my gosh. Examine terminology, check the controls, browse gameplay tips. Corpus is divided into various tabs. So view the story so far and Sam's orders to date. View a glossary of in-game terms. Ah, here you go. Chiral printer. High-performance 3D printers that make use of the chiral network's cutting-edge data processing. So chiral network's cutting-edge data processing capabilities. So I guess it can like process data. A chiral printer can remotely output a great variety of objects provided that you have the necessary resources. So yeah, a lot of your like as you're going back and forth, you like collect certain things on your deliveries, and that will give you resources. And then you can make like roads, and I've heard you can make like a monorail in this game, which is pretty sick. Necessary resources and are connected to the chiral network, medicine and living organisms. So yeah, excuse me. Certain things can't be printed, like medicine or living organisms, because yeah, in the first game you're delivering a lot of like penicillin and, or not, anyway, a lot of medicine. However, nor can one-of-a-kind objects of great personal significance. So yeah, there was also like certain items that were special to people. Fabricating weapons is simple with a chiral printer and has made it all too easy for anyone to acquire large quantities of arms and explosives. As such, there is concern that the prevalence of chiral printers has led to an increase in the number of armed groups and a general escalation of conflict. That's not good. So BT, I kind of talked about it, but beach thing is a dead person that has crossed over from their world and become stranded in ours. Since the Death Stranding, a human's death has been understood as the separation of their Ka, the soul, from their Ha, the body. So a human's death has been understood as that. So if corpses are not disposed of in a timely manner, yeah, generally 48 hours. The process of necrosis begins. Incinerating a corpse will send that person's soul to the world of the dead. In the case of necrosis, however, the soul will mistakenly think that it still has a place in this world and will attempt to return to a body that no longer exists. So that's what all those BTs, like I said, they're on the beach, they're in the intermediary world, trying to return to Earth. So the dead person is therefore stranded, without a place to go, hence the term Death Stranding. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm sure those videos are very good for for giving like in-depth analysis of the game's story. But yeah, I don't understand it at a super deep level, so I'm glad my basic ass explanation could help. A bridge baby. So bridge babies, actually, we'll read this and see if it says what they do. A bridge baby with the serial number BB28. When Sam first encountered BB28, the unit had been deemed surplus to requirements and earmarked for disposal, but the two formed a bond. So yeah, in the first game, very early on, you're supposed to get rid of it, but Norman Reedus like takes a like to Lou. Sam is Norman's character. Sam Porter Bridges. And Sam took the BB with him as he crossed the North American continent. At some point along the way, he stopped calling the unit by its serial number and started using the term Lou instead. After the UCA was established, Lou was declared non-operational and was once again condemned to incineration. With Deadman's help, however, Sam faked Lou's disposal and removed the bridge baby from its pod. So yeah, in the first game it was like in a pod, and it can like... these bridge babies have a special, or again, I should finish reading this. Ordinarily, BBs cannot live outside their pods, but by some miracle, Lou survived and started to develop like a normal newborn baby. The pair went into hiding in a reclusive bunker on the Mexican border. Okay, so that's where we are. I wonder if it... Oh yeah, BB. Here we go. So this will be the term. So bridge babies are BT sensors that were developed by Bridges. Bridges is like... the network, or sorry, like the company that is connecting all the chiral networks. So unborn human babies. So yes, this is the key part. So they're unborn human babies that are removed from their brain dead mothers at 7 months gestation. They're placed in pods which recreate the conditions of the womb. There they are connected to the beach and are able to detect BTs. Connecting an umbilical cable to a BT's pod allows it to share what it has sensed with its human user. Bridges considered BBs to be pieces of fieldware, so yeah, they just treated them like a tool. Each BB has therefore been assigned a serial number in the format BBXX. This designation is intended to prevent users from becoming excessively emotionally attached to their BBs. So yeah, basically, this is what's sort of funny about the game. It's like, how many BBs could you realistically make because they're removed from brain dead mothers? Like, is there a ton of brain dead mothers out there to just remove them? And the reasoning sort of behind it is, yeah, so the mothers are sort of like brain dead, so they're like barely living, and then yeah, these unborn babies, they're in a person that's dying. So yeah, anyways, they have sort of a special connection to the beach, the intermediary between life and death. So that's why they're able to sense BTs or detect BTs. Sam, a porter, and Dooms sufferer. I'm sure we'll talk about what Dooms is. Who was once a member of Bridges. So yeah, at the end of the last game, he basically quit and moved to the Mexican border, apparently, with Lou. So Sam's Dooms abilities allow him to sense the presence of BTs, but it is his ability to repatriate that makes him particularly noteworthy. Repatriates such as Sam cannot die even when caught in voidouts and always return to the world of the living. So yeah, in the last game, if you did die, you'd basically go to the beach and then like basically just return to your body. Sam crossed North America from east to west with his BB Lou for company and connected the entire continent to the chiral network. He also saved Amelie, who had been abducted by terrorists. So Amelie was actually do they call it the destruction event? Something like that. Basically, Amelie, and I don't really get that, how a person was like, extinction event, EE. But yeah, basically saved Amelie, who had been abducted by terrorists. With help from Fragile and his Bridges colleagues, Sam took on and defeated a number of BTs as well as his nemesis Higgs, who's apparently back in this game. After establishing the UCA, Sam left Bridges without informing anyone. Okay, so there we go. He is now considered a fugitive. Oh, wow. And as such, he and Lou have taken to living a reclusive life close to the Mexican border. Interesting. Biotes, so these are, yeah, these little worms. I think they're based off some... Yeah, they are. Okay, it talks about it. Tardigrades. I don't know if you guys know about tardigrades. But they're... What the fuck is their layman term? Maybe it says it in here, but I'm not seeing it. Basically, they can like survive any extinction. Like they're actually real, and they look like weird little creatures. But yeah, they can like even survive at absolute zero. They're just the most interesting creatures. I can't think of their other name, but tardigrades is their proper name. Creatures that first appeared following the Death Stranding, they take their name from the process of cryptobiosis. in which an organism suspends its metabolism and effectively enters a state of provisional death to survive in harsh environments. The word comes from the Greek for secret mode of life. Tardigrades and sleeping chironomids have been known to enter cryptobiotic states. These new organisms are also capable of living on the beach or in the seam. Okay. They were never given a formal scientific name. Cryptobiote is now the term that is used in all the contexts. So yeah, you can like actually eat these to get like your health back. Oh yeah, there's the very next sentence. I gotta finish reading this before I talk about it. They are very much an acquired taste, but are known to boost blood levels when consumed. So yeah, basically your blood level is your health. The skin color of a cryptobiote will change depending on its habitat. Yeah, tiny bears. It's water bears and moss piglets. I just looked it up. God, they're weird looking things. Strand, an essential tool for porters. Sand blood is woven into its fibers as a means of finding information. Strands can be used to secure cargo that won't fit in your backpack, keeping it in place even during unexpected impacts. Strands can also be used to bind enemies and to parry melee attacks. Chiral crystals. So yeah, this is part of like building everything. So they began to appear after the Death Stranding. So yeah, when you like kill a boss, a BT boss, it makes a ton of chiral crystals, and are known for growing in distinctive golden clusters shaped like hands. When these clusters are tightly gripped, they crumble into chiral particles, which can be collected using a special device. Chiral crystals possess properties unlike any other substance found on Earth and are used as fuel, raw materials in the construction of building and items, and to reduce the weight of objects. Yeah, that's right, they reduce weight when collected. Having originated in the world of the dead, chiral crystals are most commonly found in areas of high chiral density, such as BT areas. Chiral radiation produced by the crystal means that they can only be collected by doom sufferers such as Sam. Ah, chiral radiation. Oh, interesting. Large quantities of chiral crystals can often be found where BT is defeated. Ladder, a portable 10-meter ladder, can be so or make a makeshift bridge for crossing rivers and other obstacles. With an autoclimb device that allows you to travel up and down it quickly. Oh, cool. Two ladders can be joined together. Oh, that's new in this game. Once a ladder has been deployed and used, it is secured in place and cannot be recovered or moved. Climbing anchor, a metal pin that secures a climbing rope to the ground. Rope is 30 meters long and can be used to ascend and descend steep slopes and sheer cliffs. The rope has a winch attached. Jump while using the rope to rapidly descend. I don't think I ever did the jump thing while descending either. UCA is the United Cities of America. The Death Stranding led to the destruction of the USA, leaving its people and cities divided and isolated. Bridget Strand, the last president of the USA, devoted her life to rebuilding America by connecting its cities. So yeah, Bridget Strand, she was the president, and Sam's mom. Yo, thanks for the follow, Dean Jones. Where was I? So Sam worked with Bridges, an organization under the president's direct control to connect North America to the chiral network. In doing so, he fulfilled Bridget's dying wish. Bridges, an organization under the direct control of President Strand, formed in order to rebuild the USA. Bridges comprised several departments, including medical, corpse disposal, security, and so on. The largest of these departments was the expedition team, tasked with connecting North America to the chiral network. The first expedition, led by Amelie, set out to establish network infrastructure all over the continent. Upon reaching the west coast, however, Amelie was captured by terrorists. Sam was also a member of Bridges, but left following a tragic incident. 10 years later, President Bridget Strand called him back and asked him to cross the American continent and rebuild the country. Immediately after this request was made, however, Bridget died. Di Hardman took over, and under his direction, Bridges provided support for Sam as he used his Cupid to establish the UCA. Soon afterward, rapid advances in communication technology meant that deliveries could be automated, and human deliveries became a thing of the past. So yeah, we basically were the big delivery man in the last game, and now it sounds like they're pretty much automated. Bridges' first expedition. Oh yeah, so we came like after them. They headed across, and then we had to go across afterwards. So a team formed to establish the infrastructure for the chiral network. They set off from Central Knot City on the east coast of North America 3 years before Sam began his own journey. First expedition was led by Bridget's daughter Amelie, who was the extinction event. The group split into halfway through their journey, with one team proceeding towards the west coast and the other heading south towards Mexico. Hence the second game, because I think we connect North America now, not just the States. Amelie made it to the west coast only to be abducted by terrorists. Sam therefore set out on his own journey across North America, not only to establish the UCA, but to rescue Amelie. Wonder how many more of these we got. The beach, a place that exists between this world and the other side, between the world of the living and the world of the dead. It's connected to the consciousness of every human and is thought to exist exclusively to those born from humans. The beach exists in many different forms. Wait, what? It is connected to the consciousness of every human and is thought to exist exclusively to those born from humans. I'll keep reading. The beach exists in many different forms. There are beaches which exist on a higher plane to individual beaches shared by people who have died at the same time, beaches used for chiral network data transmission. All of them differ in nature to ordinary spaces and locations. Time passes dramatically slower on the beach. A single second in the real world can last anywhere from several days to several years on the beach. So it says exist exclusively those born from humans. But yeah, in the last game, and you can see it in the picture, there's like tons of whales and stuff. So I thought it was basically anything that died. Yeah, that's actually kind of true, Turon. Chiral network. One sec, I'm going to take a drink here. A communication network has already proven essential in connecting isolated people after the Death Stranding, and may yet save humanity from extinction. By transmitting signals via the beach, the chiral network can process and deliver huge amounts of data instantaneously, connecting the isolated knot cities of North America to the network, along with its various preppers' outposts. So yeah, you'd go to like all these preppers and like connect them to the network in the last game. Allowed the former USA to be rebuilt in the form of the UCA, United Cities of America, connecting a location using the Cupid. Connecting a location using the Cupid allows it to access a variety of features. Holograms that are indistinguishable from the real thing, known as chirograms, can be transmitted within the network, and chiral printers can fabricate materials. Chiral computers capable of instantaneous mass data processing can be used to recover data from the past that was once believed to be lost. Death Stranding, a phenomenon in which the dead cross over from their world and are stranded in ours, becoming known as BTs or beach things. When BTs come into contact with a living person, a large explosion occurs. Known as a void out, this releases a huge amount of destructive energy akin to when matter comes into contact with antimatter. Simultaneous void outs across the world led to the downfall of civilization and have put humanity on the brink of extinction. The previous Big Five mass extinctions that caused enormous damage to life on Earth are no longer thought to have been caused by meteor impacts or climate change, but rather the phenomenon known as the Death Stranding. So yeah, in the last game, a lot of these emails and stuff would talk about like the past extinction events and like the Big Five mass extinctions. And the last game, it was supposed to be the sixth one, but basically because we ventured across North America and saved Amelie, we prevented the sixth one. A void out, a huge explosion that's triggered when a BT makes contact with a living human. The effect is similar to the concept of annihilation. In particle physics, an enormous amount of energy is released, wiping out almost all matter. Void outs often leave huge craters in their wake. When the Death Stranding first occurred, the phenomena now known as voidouts were believed to be explosions. Okay, so. Oh, yeah, that's right. They thought it was war at first when it first started happening. So the phenomenon was believed to be caused by nuclear weapons, a misunderstanding which caused mass dread and chaos. The absence of radioactive material and the discovery of chiralium made it clear that the explosions were connected to BTs and the mass extinction events that had taken place in the past. Fear of coming into contact with BTs and causing a void out has caused humanity to avoid traveling and left the world separated and isolated. Yeah, so in the last game, you would like deliver medicine to make people happier and stuff because no one was together and it was very isolating and sad. Gatequake. So this is new. This is part of the new game. Let's see what it's about. Earthquake-like phenomena that are triggered when matter passes through the plate gate. Unlike ordinary earthquakes, the strength of the shaking does not always correspond to distance from the epicenter, which could be considered excuse me, which could be considered the plate gate itself. The strongest shaking often takes place elsewhere at a seemingly random location. Okay. The seismic waves appear to be strongly influenced by the tar currents. In extreme cases, localized shaking affecting only a 100-meter radius has been observed. Okay. Gatequakes can also cause abnormal reverberations within the tar currents. Okay. This is believed to be the reason why strong quakes have occasionally been observed in areas that are very distant from the plate gates. And that appears to be it. What else? Oh gosh. It's possible to perform a double jump if you're traveling over a certain speed. Cool. You won't be able to jump very far if you're carrying a heavy load. Yep. Compass mode. That's why I wanted to. What's up, Remy? Yep, day one. That's why I wanted to do the stream today to get through, like get this story going, get through all the tips section, all that, because I can't stream too long today because I got a pretty late start, and I'm not sure how much I'll be on tomorrow because my girlfriend's off, but then she leaves Saturday for the weekend. So when she's gone, then I'll just be hammering streams, but she might want to hang out tomorrow before she's gone for like 3-4 days, so not sure how much gaming I'll be doing. I'd like to just dive into it, but might have to wait a day here. Soothing Lou. Yeah, totally. But we watched the recap. I gave a little synopsis, and now we read that stuff, so we got a good starting point for the next stream. Oh, there's an actual photo mode. Okay. That's cool. Size of the... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's kind of cool. That high and low temperature also deplete it faster. Bottomless tar. Yikes. Oops. Didn't I read this already? Pretty sure I did. Damn. They got wind in this game now.
to the Carol network.
Oh, that. I think that line underneath shows the duration left in the cutscene. That's kind of cool.
Service now extends to the whole region. I let myself in with this. You can use Carol printers now too.
Guess it's time we thought about moving. Maybe further south. You know, I'm surprised you used the front door for once.
My jumping days are behind me. Overdoing it left me with some kind of syndrome. They call it jump shock.
You care for a drink?
Thank you, but no. I should get straight to the point.
Business, huh? I mean, for a moment there, I thought maybe you wanted to catch up.
I have a job for you. Take it, and that whole mess over how you left Bridges will be wiped from the record. You won't have to live in hiding anymore.
What about Lil?
That's a little more complicated. We're talking about a Bridges asset. You'll have to work it out. Sam, you brought America together. Helped it be reborn as the UCA. But I'm afraid that Death Stranding is far from over. Humanity is still in danger. Still on the brink of extinction. Don't act like you don't see it. A lot of things changed after you went off on your own. Especially within the UCA. Bridges no longer oversees the distribution network. They withdrew once things were up and running. So your friends and co-workers all went their separate ways. And that's not all. Die Hard Man is not the president of the UCA anymore. In case you're wondering who's handling distribution now, A Pass 4000 has revolutionized the whole process. It utilizes the Carol network to manage and carry out deliveries. Within network coverage, there's no need to rely on human porters anymore. And no need for Fragile Express, of course. So after I closed up shop, I went and started a new group. One that handles work in regions outside the UCA. We decided to call ourselves Drawbridge. And we still require the services of human porters that can work outside the network. Preferably ones with dooms who can sense BTs. Sam, I'm asking you to go to Mexico. To extend the Carol network to the south. Just like you did when you went out west.
You're asking, or is this coming from the UCA?
Both. The UCA came to Drawbridge, and now I'm coming to you. So, what do you say? Chiralium contamination is severe. Some areas have it worse than anything you experienced back in the UCA. The timefall storms are growing more intense as well. And, as you can imagine, everything in their path is subject to temporal acceleration. Objects and structures degrade rapidly, while animals and humans grow old and frail in the blink of an eye. Timefall often precedes the appearance of BTs there too. So you should do everything you can to stay out of it as much as possible. There are many other dangers though. The rivers can flood in an instant, and earthquakes happen daily.
Seriously, why me?
There are several reasons I thought of you for this job. Deadman, for one. He's currently working at a lab in southern Mexico. I don't know the details, but the research they're conducting there is important. Very important. And there are certain things he'd like to tell you in person. Mexico has no shortage of beached things. Spirits of the dead washed up from the other side were stranded there just like everywhere else. Any human corpse that hasn't been properly disposed of will become a BT. And any living human that comes into contact with a BT will get dragged into the depths of the tar. Giant BTs can and will emerge from the tar as well. And if they succeed in consuming a living human being, they'll trigger a void out, destroying everything nearby in a massive explosion. Several Mexican cities were wiped off the map in this way. The survivors have since become divided and isolated. As most people cannot see BTs, they live in fear of them, and that fear has made them too terrified to venture outside.
That was one reason you got more.
I do, and this one's serious. There is some BT territory near that lab I mentioned. They monitor the chiralium levels, and recently, they've observed unusual activity. The cause is still unclear, but they seem to think there's a good chance a massive BT is headed their way. And if they're right, then I want you there, ready to kill it before it kills them. Don't forget, Sam. You were the first person in the world to ever take out a BT.
Guess that makes sense. But something's still bugging me.
What?
All this talk about extending the network into Mexico. Isn't the UCA basically expanding their territory? Taking control? Claiming it for their own?
Sam, it's not like that. They're not trying to take over the world. They just want to link up new areas with the chiral network. Like the internet before the Death Stranding. Public infrastructure to connect people. Which is why, instead of turning to an established government agency like Bridges, the UCA contracted a private organization, like ours, who then decided to employ the services of a freelancer like yourself. So please, Sam, won't you help us out?
Shit. I want to know what happens if you say I won't do it. Gotta know. Does it roll credits?
Hey. Not bad, little porter. Not bad at all. Okay, Lou. Time for some nom-noms.
Okay. Got no choice. had to try it. I'd have just started a new game. I mean, all I've done is
Yeah,
cross
all
that
right.
mountain. That mountain ridge.
So you'll do it?
Uh-huh. What about Lou, though? It's not like I can take my kid with me. If I do this, can you hold the fort for me while I'm gone? Play babysitter?
We're inside the network. There's a child care app I can use.
Childcare app.
It'll be fine. The lab is only a few days away. I promise he'll be back before you know it. Link up the region as you head south, and come home safe. We'll be waiting.
Oh, really? In Far Cry 4? That's funny. Just don't accept the mission. Nah, bro, I'm good.
Go on. Slide it on your thumb.
Like a ring?
Try sticking your thumb out, like you're giving me a like. Access your ring terminal to view the map. From here you can check order details, as well as the cargo for delivery. Now then, let's review the mission that you'll be undertaking on behalf of Drawbridge. Your destination is a research lab in southern Mexico. When you arrive, you'll need to use the Cupid to connect it to the chiral network. Chiral communication utilizes the beach, where time barely passes. Using the Cupid in conjunction with the delivery terminal will allow us to initiate a zero-time massive data transmission. But because of the distance, it's not feasible to head straight to the lab
Of
to
course.
establish a connection. You'll need to use the way stations to extend network coverage until you're close enough to get the lab.
That's how the last game worked
The
too,
first stop
basically.
is C1, Ciudad Nuda del Norte. Bring them delivery and welcome them into the network. Improper corpse disposal remains a serious problem in Mexico. With every additional corpse that spawns a BT, the risk of a void out grows even higher. C1 in particular is struggling to handle this issue. But once they're online, we can give them the technology they need to address the situation. Why don't you take a look at the cargo you're carrying by opening the menu? You can access useful information about your deliveries via your ring terminal. To review the cargo currently in your possession, select Cargo Management. This is the cargo you'll need to deliver. Be sure to get it to its destination in one piece. It's an excellent idea to place the most important cargo in your backpack. We've given you some additional equipment. It can be carried in pouches or in special hooks, just like cargo. All these weapons can be used to incapacitate humans without killing them. So there is no need to worry about causing a void out. Be sure to weigh your various options as you load up. Return to the menu when everything looks good to go. Finally, before heading out, make sure to plot your delivery route. Return to the map. See your destination? There's a river you'll need to cross to get there. There are bandits in the area too. Armed groups that have attacked borders in the past. Think about what route you might take from your current location.
They actually do a better job in this game. You want that ring? They actually do a better job in this game of explaining a lot of the mechanics and whatnot. Is this a road here? No, it's a river.
When you plot a route on the map, you'll see what hazards you may run into along the way. You can face these challenges head-on, or try to find a way around them. How you get to your destination is up to you, but think it over before getting underway.
Alright, sounds good. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good one. It's not finalized, yo.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized. Commencing route creation.
Do you have to cross through here? Like, I do have a ladder. Whatever, I'll get to here and just deal with it.
Latest model Cupid. Just completed. We decided to put a hold on network expansion until it was ready to go. Like last time, you'll be using it to welcome people into a whole new world.
It's a very difficult game to recommend because it's a very acquired taste.
It won't be any harder than before either. The Carol network terminals are ready and waiting. Bridges saw to that. Emily's expedition split into two groups midway. The first continued west, while the second cut south into Mexico. But again, they were only able to lay the groundwork. Until you bring those terminals online with the Cupid, the network can't grow. Hungry?
No.
If you already own it, you might as well try it. You got nothing to lose then.
Let you get fragile any trouble, I'm gone.
Cause yeah, I'm an hour 20 into the stream. Been close to an hour of cutscenes. The first game is very much like that. Lots of cutscenes. So if you like games that are like a very long movie, which I actually do, then it's good. But I found the story very out there and weird in the last one. I'm sure it will be very out there and weird in this one too. But the core gameplay loop, as I said in the last one on my streams, I said it's oddly addicting. Cause yeah, it's peaceful, it's chill, you just make a ton of deliveries, connect all these people to the network, but it's definitely not for everyone. And if you think it might be boring or whatever, Like, yeah, this delivery, basically, I'll be doing this 500 times over. So if you're not into that, then then it's not going to be for you. I didn't even know Death Stranding was on PC. He said it was from Epic's free games. I thought it was a PlayStation exclusive. So that's sweet if you got it for free and on PC. I'd have liked to play it on PC. Oh, that's cool. They got a bunch of stats and stuff in this one. Oh no, yeah, you wouldn't have the second one for sure. But I'm just saying I didn't even know the first one. Like I had bought it for PlayStation just a few months ago and played it on stream before this one was coming out. But it was exclusive, but I never really looked into it. Hmm. So there's a point to use everything. Try to level up all your skills. Okay, blocking enemy attacks. I was gonna say what, just letting yourself get punched, increase your knockout resistance. Nice. Well, welcome. That's really cool that they added a skill system. I like this. I guess I should go to the enemy base there, uh, so I can level up my stats. Thanks for the follow, Scary XIX. or Scar IXIX or Scarixix. Not sure how to say it. Appreciate it. Yeah, I just wanted to give my thoughts because I'd been seeing stuff over the last couple days on Twitter. The endurance gauge appears when performing actions aware on Sam's body. Yes, yes. Nice. That's awesome, maybe. I'm jealous. To be honest, I'm way too early into it, but first impressions, the game looks freaking incredible. Like the opening cutscene, the opening delivery, like just the mountainscape. Visuals, 10 out of 10. Probably best looking game, realistic looking game that I've played on PS5 uh, until GTA 6 comes out. But no, like it looks really, really good. Yeah, that's fair, maybe. I've heard that's a good game actually. But yeah, I will say like the stats that I've just seen, even on that first little traversal across the mountainscape, the controls definitely feel less janky. They were very janky in the last game. Actually, that's another thing. So I'll definitely fight this group of bandits because the shooting in the last game was horrible too, super unresponsive. So we'll test out how that is in this one. I really like Mario Kart World, honestly. Um, I like the addition of like the jumping and the wall riding, and it's really the only way they could have innovated on the actual driving because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe felt great to drive. Straight line simulator, I didn't find that, but the game definitely has a huge skill ceiling, but you can pretty much. I mean, there's a couple parts where, yeah, it's a straight line, but there's still boosters and stuff on that. But you can basically do tricks and whatever else to sort of mitigate the straight lines when they do occur. But no, I thought it was awesome. Really enjoyed my time with it. I have a review on my second channel if you want my full thoughts. It's in a video I made. It's just called Tizzle. If you go to like any of my videos on this channel, I should have a Discord link. And then in that Discord, I post when I put basically any new video up. So if you go to that new video link in my Discord, all the videos on my second channel will be there. It's more for general gaming. I'll keep my current one as just like for clips. Like if I do something cool in Death Stranding or Mario Kart or whatever, I'll just put gaming clips and shit on there. And then my new channel will be like long form content and thoughts on whatever's going on in the gaming sphere. What the heck? Press X while centering. That's neat. R2 and X. Step backwards, step forward. Interesting. That's new. Let me try that real quick. So I left off on sliding.
Alright, let's get this done.
Oh my god, there's a lot to read. Tar pits are dangerous places that will swallow anything that makes contact with their surface. If Sam sets foot in a tar pit, he will gradually sink and will die if allowed to sink too deep. Vehicles and cargo will also be lost if submerged in the tar, so be very careful. Corpses can also be safely disposed of by submerging them in a tar pit. Oh, okay. Earthquakes will cause the ground to shake. Mario Kart Wii, nice. Yeah, no, they're not cheap. It's a good system though to switch to. But yeah, you're basically spending over $500 just to play Mario Kart World, so I totally get it. Visibility becomes very poor and great care must be taken. Yeah, enemies are similarly effective, making nighttime well suited to covert operations. I do like that there's a day-night cycle now as well. That was another gripe I had with the last game. Not gripe, but just something that would have been nice. Sup, Thunderlord? Approach an enemy from behind and press circle to bind them using your strand and perform a silent takedown. Crouching and how do you crouch yet? We'll get there, I'm sure. Crouching and holding your breath. Maybe it's R3. I can't quite remember though. Nope, that zooms in. R1, okay. Just want to see something. Nah, you gotta have it out. Thanks for the follow, Sesquepala. Oh yeah, I wanted to try photo mode. Oh wow. Depth of field, exposure. Holy, this is an impressive photo mode. Holy shit. Yeah, I can see how you're feeling that way, Sask. I said it in a different video, but if you're looking to leave, I feel like now's a good time. Like, I didn't want to clean out my vault. Like, my vault is right full, so it's like I have all my stuff. I don't want to regrind everything. So, and that's just me. If people do, that's great. But yeah, I'm having fun playing new games. Holy shit. This is an impressive photo mode, man. That's crazy. Ha! Wow. This is so impressive. Dude, people are gonna come up with some unreal pics. It's also nice as a content creator. I can get like a nice, I mean, this one's not nice, but you could get a nice thumbnail. Oh my god. Dude. This is insane. Oh. No. Oh.
Anybody out there? I'm Sam.
That is so wild. Just before, like, right of the 9? Yeah, that's pretty much when I did as well. Yeah, the power creep's been pretty crazy. Again, if you're into that, great, but like I liked the old school days, the solo GMs, that's like what really got me into YouTube. Builds that mattered because content was hard. Now you can smoke any content with just so many builds, so kind of really just killed it for me. And then the fact I can't play when I want to play. That's a big one for me. Holy.
Hey.
That is just crazy how good. Yeah, if you leave the game and try to come back, you'll be lost. Like I haven't been keeping up on any changes. I can only like I'd even be lost as well if I were to come back. Which I don't really have plans to, other than like I said, just make a couple build videos the first week of stuff that I wanted to make back in February, but then just got burnt out because the game was broken and the builds didn't work in what's it called, the Nether. I fucking hated the Nether. Okay, so where was I? Reading all these damn things. Tall grass. Yep. Favorite time in D2? Warmind is when I started loving D2. Forsaken was awesome. It would either be right before Witch Queen, when we had the, or you know, which was fun. But we also had the old mod system. But yeah, I loved that old mod system. Witch Queen campaign was awesome. Those were good days, honestly. But yeah, the old mod system with the new subclasses, that was pretty much peak. I wished that had been D3, and I've said this a lot before any of this current D3 talk. I said they shouldn't have deprecated the old mods. So basically, we keep the old mod system and the old subclass trees in D2, and then D3 would have been new subclass like aspects fragments with the new mod system. Yeah, that boss battle was cool. That whole campaign is great. God, now I'm getting nostalgic. Because the Hive is also my favorite in Savathûn. I remember when Witch Queen was revealed, when the name came out, and I was like, oh, we're finally going to fight Savathûn. Enemies that aren't carrying cargo cannot be detected. Interesting.
Been a while since I held a gun. Nothing in the tank. Huh, well, guess I didn't need to go after all.
I wasn't crazy about Beyond Light, but Forsaken was a super good campaign too. I honestly loved like fighting the what were they called? All those Scorn guys. The nine oh my god. Like the Trickster and all them. I thought that was so cool. Alright, I'll get done reading this eventually. Jump attacks or tackles. Then press L2 to ready it. Once your strand is ready, it can be used to parry by pressing R2. Damn it, I just played all the Claire Obscure pressing R1 to frickin' parry. So I doubt I'm going to remember that. My muscle memory is going to take over. But I'm confused. Didn't it say, where was this? Press O to bind them, but R2 to block. Okay. Can be used to parry enemy attacks by pressing R2. Successfully parrying an enemy's attack will knock them off balance. Self put behind the enemy, you'll be able to use your strand to bind them. A technical maneuver can prove very useful if you need to neutralize an enemy as quickly as possible without using weapons. Dodging blows. No. The funny thing is I know how all this works because I just played Death Stranding 1 and it's basically all the same. But I'm OCD and I have to read everything in games and shit. So, yeah. But no, it's pretty intuitive. I don't have to be reading it. It's just because piece of information that I haven't read, so I have to read it because that's just how I am. But it's nice to have all this if you didn't play the first game. Hopefully that is it. Even though I'm pretty sure there's some other stuff I gotta read now. Oh yeah, here you go. So yeah, you could just look at this. Having rebuilt the UCA, Sam and Lou are living on a living a quiet inner life close to the Mexican border. One day, Sam's old friend Fragile pays a visit and asks Sam to connect Mexico to the chiral network by trekking out to a research lab where Deadman is waiting for him. Sam leaves Lou in Fragile's care and sets off to deliver a chiral network gateway to his first destination, however you say that. After connecting North America, Sam and Lou leave the UCA in an attempt to evade the UCA's attention. They decide to live in hiding on the border with the former Mexico, where Sam works as a freelance porter. Having completed an order outside of the chiral network, it is time for Sam and Lou to return home. Order details. The Death Stranding has destroyed the Mexican state. Voidouts, huge explosions triggered by BTs, coming into contact with living humans, have shattered the landscape and broken society. People live in fear of venturing outside and have grown isolated and distrustful. Fragile has asked Sam to extend the chiral network to a research lab in southern Mexico. To do so, Sam must complete several orders at facilities along the way, expanding the network step by step. Your first destination is C1, a city where corpse disposal has become an acute problem. If nothing is done, there's a significant risk of a void out engulfing the city and its people. The chiral network should provide the technology they need to curb this issue. To get connected, C1 will need a chiral network gateway, a device that can expand the network beyond the borders of the UCA through means of bilateral data validation. Chiral network should provide the technology they need. Yeah. Deliver the chiral network gateway to C1 to save the city from a looming void out. Fragile is a high-level doom sufferer with the ability to jump, allowing her to use the beach to transport people, objects, and herself great distances instantaneously. She is currently suffering from jump shock, however, and is unable to use this power. Fragile was once the leader of Fragile Express, a private delivery organization, but her one-time friend Higgs exploited her powers and involved her in a terrorist plot to destroy an entire city using a nuclear weapon. Higgs also tortured Fragile, subjecting her body from the neck down to timefall. Fragile approached Sam to get revenge, but cooperated in his mission to traverse the continent and establish UCA. After Fragile Express was disbanded, Fragile set up a new organization called Drawbridge. Die Hardman. Prior to the Death Stranding, Die Hardman was a Special Forces soldier in the U.S. Army, serving under Captain Clifford Cliff Unger. He was given his nickname on account of his ability to survive any situation. After the USA was destroyed, Die Hardman became the commander of the Bridges, and dedicated his life to rebuilding America alongside President Bridges Strand. Following Bridges' death, Die Hardman supported Sam on his mission to connect North America to the chiral network, and once the UCA was established, became its first president. He has since stepped down, and his current whereabouts are unknown. Yeah, totally. It's a lot of reading at the start, but then, yeah, I've read it all, and you know what's going on, and yeah. Jump shock, a syndrome caused by performing repeated jumps to the beach. So Fragile did that at the end of the last game. She was jumping everyone. While it is clear that the syndrome is brought about by the accumulated strain that multiple jumps place on the body, the exact causes are unknown and no treatment has yet been developed. It is possible to perform jumps while suffering. It is still possible, to perform jumps while suffering from the syndrome, but doing so puts one's life at risk. APAS 4000, the Automated Porter Assistance System. Officially titled APAS 4000, but commonly referred to as APAS, Was originally developed as a support program for porters making deliveries within the Carl network, but the network's capacity to instantly transfer massive volumes of data meant that APAS developed rapidly, and was before long managing to operate deliveries all on its own. As deliveries became entirely automated, Bridges withdrew from the delivery business. Organizations such as Fragile Express disbanded. Porters are still required to make deliveries outside the Carl network, however, which is why Fragile set up Drawbridge. Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks to the chiral network's use of the beach, where time barely passes, APAS has become more than just a delivery system. It is now involved in all areas of life from child rearing to healthcare. Interesting. The Death Stranding destroyed the United States, toppling its government and grinding its social infrastructure to a halt. In its place, private porters began allocating and distributing resources of their own accord. One such delivery organization was Fragile Express, founded by Fragile's father. After he died, Fragile took control and continued where he had left off, but the rise of APAS eventually made the organization redundant, leading to its disbandment. Drawbridge is a private delivery organization recently established by Fragile. Since APAS has taken over deliveries within the Carl network, human porters are no longer required. Outside the network, however, they remain as essential as ever, leaving Drawbridge to conduct deliveries beyond the borders of the UCA. Bag of Sam's purified blood, synthesized to precisely replicate the properties of Sam's own. If you have a blood bag connected, it automatically replenishes your blood levels when they start to drop. If you have multiple bags in your inventory, each bag will automatically be replaced by a new one. They can be stored in your utility belt. Canteen. This is filled with an energy drink that restores your stamina. It is refilled using timefall or river water, which is then filtered and mixed with stimulant compounds. The canteen is designed in such a way that its contents will not freeze even in sub-zero temperatures. Transporter boots, standard model boots, much loved by porters everywhere. They are sturdier than ordinary boots, providing porters with the protection they need to make their deliveries. They don't require many materials to fabricate and will fit feet of any size and shape. Nice. In some parts of the world, a porter's experience is measured by the number of boots they've worn through. As a result, many porters slide about as much as possible, hoping to wear through their boots in record time. Porter's suit. A suit especially developed for making deliveries. Its special weave provides full body protection from timefall, while its camouflaging pattern makes it harder for enemies to spot you. The lights on the suit will change color in response to the wearer's physical condition. Be careful if they turn red. Interesting. So do you have to change your suit? S-sized pieces of cargo can be attached to the shoulders and hips. The suit comes fitted with a utility pouch, grenade pouch, and spare ammo container as standard. Yeah, totally. Like that's the thing. So I did a review on Claire Obscure, and then but I hadn't fully finished it. And not that it would have changed my review much, but now I've just went back and I totally like 100%ed everything, found every secret, and it really honestly added to the enjoyment of it for me. Like my characters or builds or whatever are super strong. Um, yeah, I just liked it. And then with Death Stranding, I 5-starred every person. Like, yeah, I don't really blitz the story. I like to do all the side quests, find all the secrets, do all that extra stuff. So that's just how I like playing. It's highly versatile and can be loaded with different types of ammo to suit the situation. Magnetically accelerated stroke of electric reverberation. Interesting. Generated by the interaction between chiral and magnetic fields to unleash a powerful electric shock. Each shot, takes a moment to charge, giving a relatively slow rate of fire, but its powerful blasts inflict significant non-lethal damage on human targets and can even temporarily immobilize vehicles. Oh. The maser, see? Like, I didn't know that it can immobilize vehicles. It makes sense because electric shocks could in the last game, but I didn't know that the handgun could. Chiral Network Gateway. The chiral network, which was used to connect the UCA and now provides the infrastructure that supports all of society, is a complete and closed network. Chiral network services are only available within the network and therefore only within the UCA. To expand the chiral network south into the former Mexico and beyond, the chiral network gateway must be installed in C1, the connection point between Mexico and the UCA. The chiral network gateway will also act as a limiter that will gradually increase the amount of data, that's right, transferred from the UCA, ensuring that the network remains stable as it's expanded. Consequently, Mexico will not immediately enjoy all the same network features and services as the UCA. The ability to build structures and fabricate weapons will depend on the status of the network on the Mexican side. Shit, so there's Dooms. How much do I still have to read? Because I'll be back, but I do have to go quick. Yeah, I'll just head upstairs real quick. And, oh! Well, thanks for swinging by, maybe. See you in the next stream. I'll be right back. Oh, hey. I was just coming to check on you. Yeah, how's things going? Good. Got her all done up there. Did you? Except for the hooks. So once I get on that wall. Yeah, yeah. I got the panel up. Alright, I am back. Doom's a strange condition. Why did it get... It looked like it was faded. One sec. Yeah, it was. Doom's a strange condition first identified around the time of Death Stranding. Doom's imbues sufferers with a range of abnormal powers. Alright. Although the exact nature of the condition differs from person to person, one symptom common to all sufferers is a strong connection with the beach and the world of the dead. Coming into contact with things related to the dead such as BTs and chiralium causes Doom sufferers to develop goosebump-like skin marks, a condition known as chiral rash. The ring terminal is a data terminal in the shape of a ring. It records all manner of useful data, including the wearer's vital signs. It is also used as a communications device. A connection to APAS 4000 allows the ring terminal to support Sam's activities in a variety of ways, such as providing him with maps as well as information on his orders and cargo. The databank you are currently perusing is another of the ring terminal's features. Interesting. The Cupid is a wearable device with protocols required to connect facilities to the chiral network. Chiralium is used in the Cupid's internal circuitry, meaning that only Doom sufferers are able to carry it. Ah, that's why. Sam established a UCA by using the Cupid to connect facilities all over North America to the chiral network, often delivering cargo along the way. This current Cupid is a new model developed especially for connecting areas beyond the UCA to the chiral network. The Odradek is a scanning device primarily used by porters. Upon activation, it will scan nearby terrain and inform the user excuse me, of its features. Oh yeah, right, the terrain features. I was like, what? Odradeks can also detect BTs when connected to a BB pod. Okay. This BT sensing technology was developed as part of the process that led to the creation of the chiral network. President Bridget Strand believed that BT's invisibility was one of the reasons they were so feared, and that rendering them visible could be the catalyst that would kickstart humanity's battle against the Death Stranding. Working on BT sensing technology therefore rapidly developed under her direction. Odradeks are also fitted with a light that can be used to provide illumination in dark places or at night. Bandits, a hostile group that is active in the former Mexico. They are aware of the risks posed by voidouts and never use lethal weapons. Well, that's good. They don't have lethal weapons. Bandits are... Does it say why? Bandits are superficially similar to the Meals who operate in the UCA, but are fundamentally different. Meals are afflicted with drone syndrome. Their only goal is to make more and more deliveries, and they are practically attached to their own cargo. The bandits' top priority, on the other hand, is survival. As such, they've been known to steal other people's cargo, making them an irritating presence for porters. Porters deliver cargoes to cities and other human settlements that have been left isolated by the Death Stranding. Porters have a hard life, with chiral clouds making the use of drones and aircraft impossible. All deliveries must be made over land, where timefall and BTs pose a constant threat. Oh, okay, so that's why the chiral clouds render air stuff impossible. It is little wonder that they are considered to be heroes for the work they do. Some porters work for bridges or other private organizations, while others are effectively freelance operatives. The effects of chiral contamination have led to some porters becoming addicted to delivering cargo. This is known as drone syndrome and has been observed in the Mules who operate in the UCA. And I think this is the last one. We got Deadman. As a member of Bridges, Deadman studied BBs and supported Sam on his mission to establish the UCA. Deadman initially told Sam that BBs are little more than pieces of fieldware and ordered him to dispose of BB-28. However, after helping the BB recover from autotoxemia, he began to empathize with it and eventually started referring to BB-28 as Lou, just like Sam. Prior to joining Bridges, Deadman was a coroner and would often have to dismember corpses. He was born from an artificial womb and was given organs harvested from dead people to make up for the ones he was lacking. As such, he is a mixture of the living and the dead, and does not have each of his own. This is a source of great distress for him, as Deadman himself has confided to Sam. All right. We got all that read. We've looked at those. Damn, the graphics are crazy. Allows you to view various play statistics and look back on the likes you've given to and received from other porters. Form a strand contract with those you have more dealings with to deepen your bond. Alright. 1.6 kilometers. Total playtime, 2 hours, 10 minutes. So it does track when you're reading everything. I really like that it has all this stat tracking. Last game didn't have all that. Alright, 2 hours in, we're finally gonna get to it. Did I get turned around? Oh no, Sam's shelter. Oh, the map flipped. That's what's going on. That's nice, we can pick up cryo crystals right away. You had to unlock it last game.
We're in enemy territory now.
Nice, they're all going to C1.
Delivery route finalized.
No.
Commencing route creation.
Oh my gosh.
Delivery route finalized. Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized.
What the hell? Damn. That sucks. I swear the last game it was square to collect, so I keep holding square to get these crypto biotes. I wonder if the lightning hits you. I feel like that's a pretty skinny part of the river. Probably the skinniest. See, I want to connect the ladder and see if I can just get fully across, but I don't know if I trust it. Oh yeah, okay.
Too close.
ID confirmed. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside
Can
facility
anybody hear
grounds.
me?
Access the delivery terminal to process your orders and requests.
Oh, almost lost it there.
Chiral decontamination in progress. No anomalies detected. Welcome, Sam.
You must be Sam. It can't have been easy to come this far south. You're here to bring us onto the Chiral network, right? Ah, that's a relief. We'll be able to dispose of corpses properly once you've got us online. That'll be one less thing for our residents to worry about. Anyway, I believe you have some cargo for me, yes? However, I knew I could count on you to get the goods to us in perfect condition. Definitely the right man for the job.
Nice. S rank.
Didn't think you'd go to such lengths on our behalf. We really can't thank you enough. It's just like everyone says. You're a man that people can rely on. Okay, use your Cupid to bring us online. The Cairo gateway you brought us should allow us to establish a connection between Mexico and the UCA. And with state-of-the-art tech at our disposal, we can finally solve a lot of our problems.
I bet he becomes more clear once he's connected.
Chiral network coverage successfully expanded. Commencing data collection. Now displaying your current porter grade. Porter grade increased. Congratulations.
3.7K in 2.5 minutes.
Chiral network connection confirmed. And now we can begin fabricating the latest corpse disposal equipment. Until recently, we've been dealing with our dead by burying them in tar, but that solution was growing untenable. We should be okay moving forward. I really can't thank you enough. You must be exhausted after your long journey. We've prepared a private room for your exclusive use. There are countless dangers in these parts. You should rest until you're fully recovered. Don't push on until you're ready. Please, stay here before you set out again. Well, our corpse disposal problem is no longer an issue thanks to you. But there's nothing we can do to get rid of the BT area we created. Fear of BTs and damage from timefall and Chiralian exposure will continue to be a concern. And let's not forget about the bandits willing to attack travelers and facilities. But so long as we remain connected to the network, we'll have access to new tools and technologies to help combat these threats. You brought us more than a connection to the outside. You brought us hope. As I mentioned before, we've been taking them to a nearby tar pit and dropping them in. Unfortunately, we took it too far. And it wasn't long before the whole pit turned into a BT area. In trying to prevent the emergence of BTs, we ended up facilitating their creation. And with the constant timefall in the vicinity, chiral contamination has only grown worse. All of these problems have contributed to an increased suicide rate, which in turn has resulted in even more bodies that we've had no way to dispose of properly. But thanks to the chiral network, we can now fabricate the corpse disposal facilities that we lack. Everything's going to be all right. Thank you again for everything. I'll get started right away on preparing your next order for you. By the time you wake up, it should be good to go. You'll just need to access the delivery terminal here. I hope I can count on you.
Welcome, Sam. Please relax and enjoy your stay.
Lou.
Are you alright? If you're worried about Lou, don't be. I'll admit, the stuff is pretty new to me, but the app has been a big help. Figuring out why a baby's crying, getting the milk just warm enough. It's had the perfect advice for every situation.
Hi.
So, how does it feel to be back in the saddle?
Works same as it ever was. It's the first time I've been away from Lou.
We're fine. Trust me. Just focus on the road, okay?
Yeah.
Blood volume and stamina at optimal levels. No irregularities detected at this time.
Alright, dudes. I have to stop there. But yeah, at least we got started. Read a bunch of stuff. Updated you guys. And yeah. If I'm not on tomorrow, I'll for sure be on Saturday. Peace.